Hey guys, who else is watching? Jumping clocks aren't a good thing at all. Hey Chirpy, Adam, Tinker. Hey Dan. Hi Mark. What's up tonight? Not very much, I hope. Just got in really probably an hour ago. I did sort of clean the bench, had a bit of a mess around. There hasn't been any videos at all on YouTube or anywhere else. It's a bit slack. I really feel a bit slack. I've done a fair bit. Like there's some actual action been happening. I had 2 weeks off on leave, which was amazing. Got the engraver getting to the point that it's another few hours messing around with it and some cutters that are on the way. Probably we'll get some pretty good results with it. There's still a few little backlash problems, but it's getting there. Hey Cam. Back at work this week and feeling it a bit, but anyway. A few parcels in the mail. Been meaning to get these for a while. They're actually nail polish bottles, empty ones from China. They're pretty cheap. Bought a dozen of them. If I'm posting stuff out to people, I might put one in. Everyone asks why. I 3D printed a little funnel, which is a .532 ball end mills. 532 shank, probably 0.6 of a millimetre, something like that. 20, 25, 30 thou, something like that, ball end cutters. And instead of messing around with this litre bottle of marking out blue, which is an accident waiting to happen, I've sped up the accident situation and poured some into one of these little bottles, which is very cool. I filled one up and that's probably going to last me a lifetime. But this has got to be a lot easier than messing around with a brush and metho and a big bottle and spilling it everywhere and dripping it when you get it out and all that sort of stuff. So that's an idea. The bottles were about $5 and free postage for a dozen. Really wasn't a big deal. That sort of thing, Tinker, but they probably want to be ball in, so I've ordered some specially. They'll be here eventually. Hey, John. At least if you drop one of these, and they are pretty thick, I think it'd stand it. But at least if you drop one, you don't sort of lose much. It's only a little hole in the top. So that was something that I thought was a good idea, and I should have acted on years ago. I've had them in my watch list, I reckon, for 4 years, and I actually bought some. So there we go. What else? There's a parcel today from Bobcat in a box. Someone bought me a kind of a joke subscription, I guess. A fun subscription to a service called Bobcat in a Box. Hey, Peter. Bobcat in a box is these crazy subscription services. You pay so much a month and they send you free postage parcels out of China at remarkable intervals. So I get a parcel about one every 5 days to a week. They're usually not particularly well packaged or particularly exciting. Last one was a bottle opener. The one before that was some Pokemon stickers, I think. Some of them are cool, some of them are not so cool. But today I got a dinosaur egg. It's going to take a while to hatch. You put it in water and it hatches, and over a period of time, and the dinosaur grows, apparently. So we'll see how cool that is. I might put that on Instagram with pictures every couple of hours, see what we can find out. So if you follow me along on Instagram, check that out. It might be fun. But seriously, I got a dinosaur egg. What else? There's a parcel from Stephen Lang, Shark River Machine. Go and check him out. He's had a big weekend at a train show somewhere. John, that's an awesome idea. I don't know if there's anything that he really thank you for, but it's, yeah, strange sort of a thing. Stephen Lang, Shark River Machine, great guy. Met him in person at the Bash last year, and he's does some cool videos. Check out his channel. He's never up early enough to check this out. He's in Pennsylvania. He sent a parcel of some brass stock. It was a big box of brass stock. It was really nice of him. Some round and some squares and flats and some sheet. And I bought a couple of precision ground flat stones off him. He's been doing these with some assistance, I believe, from Robin Renzetti. But he's got these pretty good. These have seen a fair bit of work, and if you haven't seen these before, go and check out Robin's video, and check out Stephen's video too at Shark River Machine on grinding them. I've got a problem here with humidity, and precision tools don't get used enough. That's the two issues here. Things tend to go rusty if you're not really careful with them. These are pretty good for cleaning up precision surfaces because they don't actually take anything off. So, very useful. If you're looking for a set, hit up Stephen Lang. I think he's looking to sell a few more. He's bought some more stones. I think he's got some ready to go. Yeah, nice one day, rusty the next day. You don't think that the sides are ground. I'm not sure. I haven't. They could be, actually. They certainly feel like they probably are, to be honest. They've got grinder marks in them the same as the rest, so probably they are ground on the sides. Didn't think to ask him, but they're a pretty reasonable price. If you haven't got a surface grinder and a diamond wheel and half a day to do them, check him out, because there's something that I'm not sure how I ever lived without. It's, yeah, one of those things. So there's a plug for Stephen. He's putting money aside to get to the bash next year, which is awesome because he's going to judge the tour room competition if we can get a sponsor. Or he's going to help with it. So all those things are on again, and I hope it's not sort of, it seems to be running towards me like a freight train and taking, yeah, a little bit to get on top of actually, but I'm ignoring it for a little bit longer. What else? I've been pattern making flat out. Seems to be all I ever do here. Want to get these done. These have got a couple of coats of top coat on them. This is a fairly hard industrial enamel. It's not a lacquer, but it's got some hardener in it, and I think it'll be pretty good. I think these need sanding back again because it's very easy to get dust in here, and I don't think that's going to release as nice as I would like. So I'm going to sand all this back again and probably put another coat on it tonight if I get time. But that's how that's looking. So far, pretty jolly nice. I'm really pleased with them. I put these together. They do come apart still. Been working on this crank, which goes in here like this. There's another pattern we've been working on, and been working on the cylinder head, which goes on there something like that. A bit of work in that too, but still more to go. This is a mock-up for the core box. It gives us some idea of where this goes in here. That lines up there and lines up here on top, and this gives us a cutout on this side to match this here, so that, oh, it's very difficult to see, but it's a little bit undersized, so we've got a cutout inside, and the same on the other side. I'm going to use this blank, which I've made up as just a dummy of the core, as the actual core. I'm going to go up to the foundry as soon as I possibly can. It could be this weekend if I get there, and mould these and sit this in here and just see if it clears where it wants to be and how much gaps around it and how it actually looks, and then I'll come back and start looking at making a core box for it. So that's where we're at with that. Bit of a job, but we're getting there. Have a look. This is the other core box that is actually finished. I haven't actually tried it out yet, but to give you some idea, that core with the hole through it in the middle, it sits in here something like this, and this goes through the hole and gives us the liner, the hollow liner. That's the theory anyway, but this is just a mock-up of the core, and we'll have to make a core box to match that. So hopefully by this weekend I can get these. These still need a coat of, I'm just going to put a coat of undercoat on this side with a roller to keep some of the moisture out. It doesn't want any build really on this side, but we'll get these right first. Hopefully we can get far enough advanced with them to sort of practice mold them and see how they work this weekend. This, I 3D printed up some gears. Which are the timing gears, just to make sure they all worked and everything. Probably I might buy this one in, I don't know. Might be easier just to make the cutters. This one's going to be integral with the shaft, and I'll cut him in the shaft, and then we'll get that ground into a proper engineering machine, automotive machine shop, so that it's a nice fit, because it's not supported on the other end. It wants to be pretty smart fit in the bush, so that's the sort of the way I'm going to address that. I saw that, John, with the little reg on the stones. I'm sure you did too. Hey, Tommy Gunn. So am I, Cam. Absolutely. Chirpy, you want JB from Oz? I don't know if he's watching. JB from Oz is the channel. I can cut 8,000 kilometers away. Yeah, it's nearly closer to. No, it's not quite. It's nearly close to come and see you, Chirpy. I intend to cut the gears probably. I'm not sure. We'll see. It's cheaper to buy one than to buy a cutter. Probably I'll buy one. Yeah, I really don't know how to ignore that comment properly, John, about 3D printing. But anyway, that's where that's going, and it's a crazy big project. This still needs a bit of work, and it's not big enough really. The full size one, this is 3/4 size, and the full size one had cores in here for the valves and the ports. And the spark plug, or the ignition here, and a core in the back. I don't think this one's going to have any cores. I think I'm just going to machine them, mill them, whatever else. So we're going to cast this solid. There's not enough mass in here to have a shrinkage problem, I don't think. So that still needs a fair bit of work though. Yeah, there's a dozen ways to buy to get these. They're a standard size. Probably you can buy them off the shelf pretty cheap. Could probably buy some cutters out of China and try that. This one, because it's not that much bigger than the crankshaft, it really needs to be integral, and that's one I'm going to have to cut. This one goes on the camshaft. Jury's still open about that. If we buy a bought gear for one of them, well, probably the other one's going to be okay. I believe the flywheels have arrived, or the flywheel for this has arrived, and some other flywheels too. If you're listening, JB, and it doesn't look like he's around, but if he's listening, then there's a flywheel for him in there too. I've got to get to the post office at some point and collect it in business hours, because it weighs 8 kilograms or something. It was parcel weighs 16 pounds, something like that. So I'm going to have to get to the post office and pick them up. I don't know when. But that's an iron flywheel that I bought from Martin Model for this. Apart from that, it's coming together. I'm really pleased with them. Stickers. There's a few up since last week, I think. Oh, jerky all over the place. I've got a rotary table, 2 rotary tables, something like that. You can broach them pretty nice on the lathe, and broaching on the lathe's a pretty good way to make a gear, really. I've done that before. It's definitely a method that works. Stickers, Shark River machine, check him out. I put up this one. Check this group out on Facebook if you haven't already. I know some of you don't do the Facebook thing and social media thing, and but if you are on Facebook even a little bit, go and check this group out. They have a photo of the week prize. If you put up a photo, you might even get a sticker pack. This one went up is Bruce Witham. I've actually done a little bit of work on his crazy sign. It's starting to come back and look all right. I've actually filled some of these holes in with just put silver soldered plugs in them so that they actually last, because they've just had roofing screws or something through it here and here, whereas the original holes are this size. So I've actually blocked them all up, and they're going to need a bit of panel beating, and I've cleaned some of the awful rust-proof paint or whatever it is off there, bituminous silver paint, and I'll give these a clean up, and we might undercoat and prime this and put some filler in it and give it a top coat eventually. But that's a restoration job for Bruce Witham. It says Malik Bin, in case you're trying to decipher it. But I'm sure there's a story and some history about this. If you're on social media, I'm sure you'll share it with us one day. He's pretty good like that. Everyone should have my sticker on top of Bruce's. I didn't notice it was right on top. I hope it's over the top rather than just above it. I'm surprised he even put it up. I did order an Ox Tool Co. t-shirt this week because I haven't got one, and it's been ages since he's done a t-shirt run, and he's a pretty good cause to support, and he always looks after me. He's an awesome guy. So I did order a Tom Lipton t-shirt. Go and check out his latest Meatloaf video. I think he's got a link to the t-shirt campaign. If you're looking for a Tom Lipton t-shirt, everyone should have one. So if there's much else, everything is covered under 2 inches of sawdust here. It's a bit of a nightmare. Went to the hardware this morning and forgot to get, or this afternoon, and forgot to get sand, but I have mixed up some sodium silicate. It's mixed pretty well. So we're ready to make that core and try that out too before the weekend, I hope. That's the theory. paying off your surface plate for ants. Yeah, fair enough. Hi, David. Yeah, Tom did a run, and Tom Lipton did a run of mini surface plates, tiny little surface plates. If you're lucky enough to get one, above my pay grade, really. But some people have disposable incomes and workshops that are out of control. This is about, Chirpy, this sodium silicate's about the consistency, I guess, of motor oil, something like that. Hopefully it's going to be all right. Otherwise, I'm going to go to the foundry suppliers and buy some proper stuff. Put Andrew Padaka's sticker up. I probably showed you that last week. What else is there? Harold at Amateur Redneck Workshop. Brad Jacobs stickers. A Randy Richards sticker, which I don't think he makes anymore. This is Michael Williams at Backyard Machine Shop. Go and check him out if you're interested in old machinery restoration. It's an awesome channel. Phil in Canada, and Pierre here also in Canada. Both great guys. Blessed to have some of their awesome tools. Actually hasn't been put away, but that's a Phil and Pierre hammer is one of the most amazing tools I own. Thanks for that, Chirpy. I might be in touch with you about that. Looking forward to your post, your parcel. I think there's one from Tinker too, which I'm also looking forward to. There was a slip in the post office box tonight. I think it might have been for the flywheels, but I'm not sure. I'll get there on Monday and check my mail again and see what's there. I'll get you some pictures, Chirpy, at some point of what I've got here for you. So anyway, that's probably, I'm sure they're fine. I'm sure they're fine, Chirpy. That's probably where we're going to call it a sort of a go for tonight. As I won't be very long out of bed, and I'd like to get probably a coat of filler and a coat of undercoat on these tonight. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. And a bit of filler on that one, and probably a top coat on these. So that'll keep me going for another half hour, a bit longer. And I'm working at Tweed Heads, which is an hour to the south and in a different time zone. So that's not doing me any favours because I'm leaving here at about 6 a.m, something like that, each morning. So not late out of bed. So thanks for watching and all that sort of stuff. It's pretty awesome to tune in at 8 o'clock and have to go back and follow through the conversation that's already running. I think that's really nice. It's cool of you to do that. And you all take care, and happy Halloween for those of you in America or wherever in the Northern Hemisphere that actually celebrate it. And be kind to each other. More soon.